Welcome everybody. This video is going to cover installing the Arduino IDE on a Mac computer. So if you've got a Mac, you're in the right place. The Arduino IDE is the piece of software we are going to use to write programs for the matrix portals that we will be using over the course of the semester. Like most other software, we are going to download it from the internet. So I am going to open up a web browser. I'm going to go to Google and I am going to search for Arduino. It's going to be the first hit, most likely arduino.cc. And so I am going to click on the home page and it's going to take me to a site that looks something like this. Arduino is the non-profit organization that maintains and distributes some of the boards and a lot of the software used in the Arduino ecosystem, which is a group of programmable microcontrollers and the stuff you need to program them. Again, we'll learn a lot more about what that means over the course of the semester. But when I talk about an Arduino or Arduinos, I am usually talking about the microcontrollers themselves, even though Arduino is actually the name of the organization. It's an Italian organization. So they make the software we're going to use, and I'm going to go up here to software. And it is going to take me to a downloads page. And you'll notice there's the first one, the Arduino IDE. That's what we want to get. There are a couple of options here. So Windows and Linux, obviously, you're going to ignore those. You should be on a Mac. There are two Mac options. There is an Intel Mac option, and there is an Apple Silicon Mac option. Now, you may already know if you're using an M1 or M2 or M3, that's Apple. If you're using an Intel Mac, you might know that. If you don't, go up to this little Apple here and go to About This Mac. And if you see M1, M2, or M3 here, then you've got Apple Silicon. If you see something else like x86 or Intel, then you've got Intel. So make sure you download the right version. If you don't, it either won't work or will work very, very poorly. So I am going to select Apple Silicon because if you go again, go to Apple, go to About This Mac. I have an M1, M2, M3. Any variation of that is going to be Apple Silicon. So I click here. It's going to ask me if I want to contribute money because it's a nonprofit. At this moment, I don't. I'm going to go to just download. It's going to ask me if I want to give them my email address, which again, I don't. I want to just download. So you hit just download twice and it's going to start downloading. It's going to download into my downloads folder. And so once it's finished, I'm going to open up my downloads folder. It downloads as a DMG, which is a disk image. So when I click it, it's going to give me this little icon on my desktop and it's going to give me this this is really a folder. And if you've installed software on a Mac before, this should be fairly familiar to you. On a Mac, to install software, all you have to do is drag the software into your applications folder. And I took so long to do it that it opened it up, but you can see it fell in there. You can see it bouncing around down here. So when I close out all of these windows, I am going to go to my applications, which I have here on my dock. You might not have yours on your dock. You might have to open up a new Finder window, which you can do by hitting Command N from the desktop. You should have an application shortcut over here. You can see I've got Arduino IDE there. If you don't know how to find your applications folder, that's fine. Let me know. This may be your first time installing software on your computer. But once you install it, it's going to be towards the top. They're usually alphabetized, so I'm going to click on Arduino IDE.app. It's going to tell me I downloaded it from the internet, which is correct. I just did that. I did it intentionally. So I'm going to go ahead and hit open. And it is going to open a window that looks like this. I have installed Arduino before. I uninstalled it before this video, but it's still got some of my old programs and settings. So you're probably not going to see this exactly, but you will see something similar. You'll see probably some code here. I've got a sidebar with a bunch of different icons. It'll say Arduino IDE up at the top. You may or may not have a pop-up. So this is what it looks like, and this is the environment we're going to use to write to write the software we're going to be writing over the course of the semester. So at the end of these videos, if you're not familiar with them, there's usually going to be something called a skills check, which just means you're going to do something, you're going to solve a little problem, you're going to type in a program, you're going to make something and show me that you've done it. And so when you do that, you raise your hand, I come around, I check you off on a list, I put it into my Cassidy. So the skills check for this video is install the IDE, open it up, and show me that you have done that. If you are having trouble, if you don't get this to this point, if you see something different on your screen than I am showing on mine, raise your hand. We'll come take a look at it together. Otherwise, when you are at this point, when you show me that you've got the Arduino IDE installed, you're ready to move on to the next video. And as always, if you have any questions, any concerns, if you're not sure about anything, raise your hand, let me know, and I will take a look at it. Otherwise, once you show me that you've got it open, you're ready to move on to the next video.